Multiplying decimals is just like multiplying whole numbers. The only difference is that when you get your answer at the end, you have to figure out where the decimal point belongs. And there are three methods that we can use to do that. I'm going to go over two methods with you today, and the third method I'll cover with you when we talk about multiplying decimals times decimals. Today we're going to focus on multiplying decimals times whole numbers. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply these two numbers together as if they were whole numbers. We're going to pretend that this decimal point isn't even there. So first thing I do is 5 times 3, which is 15. Okay, 5 times 0, which is 0, plus 1, and I add my 1, and then 5 times 2 is 10. Now the first strategy I want to talk to you about in terms of placing your decimal point is using estimation. What we're going to do is we're going to round each factor to a whole number and then multiply them together to see what our answer should be close to. For example, if I round this first factor, I'm going to round it to 2. The second factor is already a whole number, so I don't have to round it at all. And I see that I have 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, which means that my answer here should be close to 10. So I have to put my decimal in a position that gives me an answer close to 10. Well, if I put my decimal point right here, that gives me an answer of 1,015, which is not close to 10. If I put my decimal here, that gives me an answer of 101 and 5/10. Again, that's also not very close to 10. But if I put my decimal here, I get an answer of 10 and 15/100. 10 and 15/100 is very close to 10, so I know that that's the correct position for my decimal. All right, let's show another strategy, but we're going to do a different problem this time. Okay, this time we're going to multiply 3 and 27/100 times 21. Again, start off just by multiplying as if these were whole numbers. 1 times 7 is 7, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now I'm going to go and multiply the second digit, this 2, times everything. Now remember, even though it looks like 2 times 7, this 2 is really 2/10, so it's 20 times 7. So to account for that, we put a 0 here as a placeholder. And then we can just multiply it as if it was a 2. So 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 3 is 6. And the last thing I want to do here to find the answer to this problem before I put my decimal in place is to add these two numbers together. 7 plus 0 is 7. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then 6 comes down because there's nothing to add to it. Now for this problem, I'm not going to use estimation. I'm going to use something called compatible numbers. And what compatible numbers are they're numbers that we can multiply in our head very easily. Okay, so we're going to convert each number to a number that we can multiply in our head very easily. 3 and 27/100, I'm going to change it to just a 3. Okay, now 21's a little different. I'm not going to round this or anything. It's already a whole number. But I'm going to change it to a number that I can multiply very easily times 3, which is going to be 20. And 3 times 20 gives me an answer of 60. So I know that this answer here has to be close to 60. So when I put my decimal into it, I need to put it in a place that gives me a number close to 60, which is going to be right here. Because 68 and 67/100 is close to 60. And those are two methods we can use to find where to put our decimal place when we multiply whole numbers times decimals.